how we factor the denominator b squared plus 6b plus 5. Now division, we want to change to b multiplication, right? Then b squared minus 4b minus 5 becomes in the denominator. So we factor as b minus 5, b plus 1. Because minus 5 times 1 is a negative 5. Negative 5 plus 1. Excuse me. Sorry, I have an allergy. Negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4. That's how we factor b squared minus 4b minus 5. That's in the denominator. In the denominator, now you already see b minus 5 in the numerator, b minus 5 in the denominator. They will cancel each other. Now we need to factor b squared plus 10b plus 25. That's b plus 5 squared. Right? Now let's simplify. So b minus 5, cancel with b minus 5, we have b minus 9 in the numerator. And also we have b plus 5 in the numerator. Then the denominator, what's left? Denominator will have b plus 1. Oh, also we have b plus 1 over there. So let's simplify. Oh no, we have b plus 1 squared, right? Excuse me. Ajita, you have a question?
I'm writing it down to follow along. So you only cross them out if they're both on the numerator and the denominator?
No, if you have b plus 5 over b plus 5, that becomes 1, right? You have one factor in the numerator, one same factor in the denominator. Something divides itself, becomes 1, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're looking for, so let me write every factor. So the numerator, we have b minus 9, b minus 5, then b plus 5 squared. Right, so now this is in the numerator. In the denominator, we have b plus 1, b plus 5, excuse me, b minus 5, and b plus 1 again. Right? So now let's check. You see, we have b minus 5 in the numerator, b minus 5 in the denominator. They cancel each other out. We have b plus 5 in the numerator, b plus 5 in the denominator. They cancel each other out. So what are we left? We're left with b minus 9, b plus 5 in the numerator. And in the denominator, we have b plus 1 squared. Right?
Oh,
So,
I see.
okay, so basically you need to factor those expressions, then looking for the common factor in the numerator and in the denominator to cancel out.
Understood. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Any other questions? Again, your exam 2 is coming up this weekend. So today is a review class, 26. Let's go over 26. 26 is saying the width of a rectangle is 5 feet longer than 4 times its length, and its area is 51. If you use L to represent the length of rectangle, then W is, so let's just interpret, right? The width of a rectangle is 5 less longer than 4 times. 4 times the length, 5 times longer plus 5. Right, that's width. Then the area is 51, so we multiply those two. So we multiply those two. Let me see, where can I write? So I'm gonna write in the chat. Right, so the area is 51, then equals the length times width. Width is 4L plus 5. Right? Question 8. Okay, we're going to go over question 8 later after question 26, okay? So, Kiana, does this make sense so far?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so now we just solve this quadratic equation. So we have 4L squared plus 5L. Then how do we solve quadratic equation? We put them together. So 4L squared plus 5L minus 51 equals to 0. Now we try to factor this. Can we factor this? So 51 divided by 3, that's a 17, right? That's 3 times 17. Then can we play, so we have 4L 17. Oh, yes. Okay, so if we do 4L minus plus 17 and the L minus 3, that works. Right, then 4L times negative 3, that's negative 12. Then 17 times L, 17. 17 minus 12, that's 5. So if we don't know how to factor, always use a quadratic formula. Okay, use. So this one I can factor as 4L plus 17 times L minus 3. L minus 3 equals to 0. Right? So 4L equals to negative 17. That's no solution because it's a negative. So L minus 3 is 0. That means L equals to 3. So that's a solution. So L is 3. Then W is 4 times L. Right? 4 times 3 plus 5, which is 17. And that's it. The length of the rectangle is 3, and the width is 17 feet. Kiana, does everything okay? All right. All right. Now let's go. Ajeda, you have a question? Ajeda, you have a question over question 26? Okay, if not, let's go to number 8. Oh, that's okay. Let's go to 8. Question 8 saying 2 rectangle flower beds are set next to each other as this. Flower bed A, flower bed B, and this is x feet. Flower bed A has length x feet and the width that's 7 feet more than 6 times its length. Write an expression for the width of flower bed A. All right, it's 6 times its length, so there's 6x and 7 feet more plus 7. Right? And write an expression for the area. So we just multiply by x times 6x plus 7. Right? The expression for the area should be x times 6x plus 7. Expand x. Write an expression for the area of flower bed A. X times 6x. They even given this. This is interesting. Oh, that's a 6x squared. Then plus 7x. Okay. Flower bed B has the same width as flower bed A. That means x. Same width. Let's see. Let's be careful. So this has a length x. So same width. That means 6x plus 7. Right? But its length is a less than 3 times the length. So this one is complicated. Okay. So let's be careful. So the width has the same width as flower bed A, but its length is A less than 3 times of the same width as flower bed A, which is 6x plus 7. It's 3 times of this, 3 times of this, then 3 times the length. Oh, hold on a second. Flower bed B has the same width as the flower bed A. So what's the flower bed A width? Flower bed A width is 6x plus 7, right? And excuse me. And its length is A less than 3 times the length. So it's 3 times it. Then, but it's A less, so minus 8. Rather an expression for the area, of course, if you want to simplify, we can simplify a little bit of this, right? Write an expression for the area of flower B. Right. So flower B is 6x plus 7 times, well, let's simplify this. So this would be 18x, 3 times 7, 21, 21 minus 8, 13, right? This is 18x plus 13. Then expand this product, 6x plus 3a minus 3. Oh, just 3x minus 8. Okay. So I overinterpreted. It just means the width is just x. So 3x minus 8. So it's just 3x minus 8. Then we want to expand this. So 3x times 6x, 18x squared. Then 6x times negative a, that's negative 40a, right? Negative 48x. Then 7 times 3x, that's 21x. Simplify those two. Negative 28 plus 21, that's negative 27. Then minus 56. Is this okay? Does this make sense? Who asked this question? Bilal, does this make sense? Okay. You're welcome. 48 plus 21. You see 6 times a, yeah, 6x times a is negative 48x. 7 times 3x, that's 21x. So that's negative 27x. Any other questions? If you haven't done it, look through to see if you have any questions. If you have done it, you feel good about it, you don't have to be here, okay? Okay, let's do question 9. So we do question 9, then we go 29, okay? Question 9 says, a cabinet maker can build a kitchen island in 18 hours. And so his speed, so the cabinet maker's speed is 1/18. Remember the work done. If the cabinet maker's apprentice helps, they can construct kitchen island in 11 hours. So if they work together, that's 1/11, right? But so the question is asking, how long will it take the apprentice to complete the kitchen? So the cabinet maker is 1/18. And we don't know how many hours for the apprentice. So it's just a 1 over a variable. You can use a variable t or x. Let's just use x. Or maybe use a t for time. Right? So then we just solve this. So we move 1/18 to the other side. This is 1/11 minus 1/18. Excuse me. So 1/t equals 1/11 minus 1/18. We need a common denominator. We multiply 18/18 for the first one. We multiply 11/11 for the second one. Now we have common denominator, right? So 18 minus 11, that's 7. So we get 7/11 times 18. Well, that's 198, right? 11 times 18, that's 198. So what's time then? So we just flip over because we want to find out the time, right? How long it takes him. So t, we just flip over. So t equals to 198 divided by 7. You could use a calculator to find out this value. Right? This is t. So it takes the apprentice 198 divided by 7 hours. Or use your calculator to find out exact value. Does this make sense? Ajeda, you asked the question, right?
Yes. So the part where the common denominator has to happen, you just find the number that both 11 and 18 can equal to, and then you solve.
Yeah, because 11 is a prime number, right? So the common denominator is just 11 times 18.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now let's go to 29. We're given a function with table values. So f of -9 is 0, f of -8 is 0, f of -7 is 8, f of -6 is 3, f of -5 is 5. Give this 5 points. Right, and we are told it's a quadratic function. Right, quadratic function we know is ax squared plus bx plus c. Right. So this is which of the following are factors of fx? Obviously, x plus 9, x plus x plus 8, right? Because remember, x minus 9 equals 0, that's x equals to 9, positive 9. So it has to be x plus 9, x plus 8. Does this make sense? No? Okay. Next question. 18. 18, factor this. Well, you could try, right? 10x can be factored as 2 and 5. Maybe start with 2y and 5y, right? Then because everything is positive, so it's just 2y plus a number, 5y plus a number. Then what about factors of 35? Maybe 5 and 7. Well, let's try to put a 5 here, 7 here. Then we see 2y times 5y, 2y times 7,
Professor,
14. Huh?
Professor? Yeah, it doesn't show that same question. I guess our questions are out of order. The question that I have is factor. It has 35c squared minus 39c
Hold
plus.
on a second. Let me put it in the chat. Can you repeat again?
Hold on. 35c squared minus 39c plus 10.
Plus 10. So the process is similar, right? You think about 35c squared, you can factor as 5c. And because the middle term is negative, last term is positive, so think about the minus. Maybe, let's say, minus 2. Then 7c minus 5. Well, let's see. If we factor this way, so we try, right? Trial and error. So we try this way. 5c minus 2, 7c minus 5. So 5c times negative 5, that's negative 25. Then negative 2 times 7c, that's negative 14. Bingo, add together, negative 25, add the negative 14. Bingo, that's negative 39. That's it. Just do try and error. If this doesn't work, you move numbers around. For this one in here, you do the same thing, right? So maybe you do 2y plus, 2y plus 5, then 5y plus 7. Right, then you see if this works. 2y times 7, that gives you 14. 5 times 5, 25. Bingo, that's also right. Oh, this has a solution, show detailed solution. Yeah, 2y plus 5, 5y plus 7. Sometimes you may get, right away, get it right away. Then you can try another way. But basically, you work with these two, right? Your 10y squared, you can break into 2y times 5y. And 35, you can break into 5 times 7. Does this make sense? Okay. Any other questions? Any questions? $22, okay. A roofer drops a tool from a platform. The polynomial function gives the height of the tool t seconds after it's dropped. From what height was the tool dropped? 120, right? So that means h of 0. Right? Then this is 120, all right, h of 0. Then what was the height of the tool at t seconds? This is h of 2. So do the calculation. I'm surprised you asked this question. Any other questions? Okay, so today some of you came late. Today's a review class. Hope you have finished the review problems for exam 2. And if you do have questions, we're going to discuss here. We are discussing here. And if you don't have any questions, you think you are ready for the exam, you are free. You don't have to be here, okay? And if you haven't finished, please take this time to try.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I have 2 questions. One, when is the final?
The final is on 19th, but I don't have exact time yet. When I have
It's on the
exact
19th.
time, yeah, I will post online right away.
Oh, okay, no problem. And I also had something else I want to say. So for the homework on Tuesday, I was in the middle of doing it, but then my Wi-Fi in my house got shut off. So I wasn't able to so I only did half of it, and that's why I couldn't also make it to class. And that's why I did half of it, and I wasn't able to do, there was 2 things due Tuesday, and I wasn't able to do it because of that.
Oh, I cannot do anything with it. Remember this class, the policy for this class, nothing can be changed. I'm listed only as a tutor. The coordinator You know, he handles everything. But just, yeah, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. All right, if you cannot do something, yeah, it's okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Sorry, I cannot change anything. Anyone has any questions? How do we access the problems? It's only showing the extra credit on my end. What? You cannot see the problems? Or you don't know where to look at it? Okay, you go to calendar. The easiest way to go to calendar, right? You see this exam 2 practice problem, you hit on it. You see on the bottom, it appears here. You click on it. So this is one way. Another way, you just go down to the list. Yeah, you go down to the list. It says old, some exams. Old exams. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's the old exams. Here, exams and homework. I think somewhere here. You see this? Exam 2 practice problems. But this is a long way of finding it. So you better go to the calendar. Easiest way to go to the calendar. You know, you hate that. whatever. So on the exam, the weekend's exam too, you hit on this, it will appear here. This is the easiest way. Did you find it? Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so this is review class, and hope you all finished this practice problems, because this weekend will be your second exam. And if not, keep doing it. And if anyone has any questions, type in the number, so we will discuss. We will do question 30, of course. Let's go to 30. So the total 31 questions. So it's long division or synthetic division, right? So this is asking x plus 3 as a factor. You could use long division or synthetic division to do this. And then if it's not, you will have remainder, right? If it is a factor, your remainder will be 0. Same thing for this one. The second one will be a little bit difficult. Why? Because you have to change 2x minus 7 to be x minus 7 over 2. Okay. Let me type in the chat. Remember synthetic division? Synthetic division is easier. You would put -3 outside. Let me write down this question so we go to whiteboard. Because it's x plus 3, so when you do synthetic division, you write -3 outside. You have 1, 10, 7, 6, 144. You should write down the coefficient, right? The coefficient of x raised by 4 is 1, coefficient of x raised is 10, coefficient of x squared is 7, coefficient of x is 6, right? Then 144. If you're missing one term, if the terms are not lined up by order, if you're missing one, you just put 0. Put 0 on the spot. So we use a synthetic division because it's faster. Because it's x plus 3, so you put a -3 here. So your first number is 1, your second number is 10. Those are the numbers before the variables, 7, 6, 144. Okay, you want to write them in order. If any term is missing, you put a 0 to take the spot. Now this one, first one, you take down. The -3 times 1, you get -3. You add those two together, you get 7. Then you multiply -3 with 7, you get -21. You add 7 with 21, you get -14. You multiply -3 with -14, you get a positive 52 or 42. 42 plus 6, 48. 48 times -3, -144. You add those two, you get 0. Bingo. It is a factor because the remainder is 0. So that means if this is 0, that means x plus 3 is a factor. Does this make sense?
I'm still confused. Where did the exponents go?
We don't, so this is called a synthetic division. We don't have to go with the exponents. With exponents, you want to do long division. You do long division. Long division, you have x plus 3, you put outside. Then you have x raised by 4. I'm going to type this, too difficult to write. Plus 10x raised by 3 plus 7x squared plus 6x plus 144, right? You put this way. Then you think, okay, you want to get rid of from the left to right. Right? So you want to get rid of x raised by 4. So you put x cubed here. Right? Because x times x cubed, that's x raised by 4. Then here you have 3x squared, x cubed. Because you have to multiply those two. Then you subtract. Each step you subtract. Here with synthetic division, each step you add. Then you get 7x cubed. Then you take down the next one, plus 7x squared. Right. Now you match with this one. So 7x cubed divided by x, you need a 7x squared. Then you multiply 3 with 7, that's 21x squared. Then you subtract. Subtract, you get negative 14x squared, right? So on and so forth. So with the long division, you need to put the variables. With the synthetic division, you don't need to put the variables.
Understood. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Seven, let's see, 7. The volume of a rectangle prism is the product of its length, width, and height. The length of a rectangle prism is 2 feet more than 4 times its height. The width is 6 feet less than 5 times its height. So it's all about the height, right? So height, we use h. So the length is 2 feet more than 4 times. So 4h plus 2. The width is 5 times 6 feet less than 5 times. 5h minus 6. So write down the expanded form for the volume. So what would be? So it would be h times 4h plus 2 times 5h minus 6. Then you just simplify from here. You just multiply out, right? Because they want expanded form. You just have to multiply them. Does this make sense? Okay. You're welcome. Did you even try yourself? It's always good to try yourself first. The width of a rectangle is 1 feet longer than 2 times its length, right? So if we use L to represent its length, so that's L. So the width is 1 feet longer, so 2L plus 1. And the length of a rectangle, so you just have to do the calculation. It's similar, right? It's exactly similar as the one you asked before. The area is 51. Now this area is 36. So you get 36 equals L times 2L plus 1. You solve quadratic equation. You're confused. There's only one expression. What do you mean? What do you mean there's only one expression? You have a length, right? The length is represented with L. Now your width is also represented with well, it's 2L plus 1. So what is the area of the rectangle? Is length times width. So you just have L times 2L plus L times 2L plus 1. And they give you equal to 36. Right? So you just have to solve this quadratic equation. You could use quadratic formula if factoring is not easy. Anyone has any questions? I'm going to